The salt spray kissed Anna's face as she walked along the familiar beach. The small town of Seabreeze was her whole world. She knew every grain of sand, every twist in the weathered boardwalk, every seagull's cry. Life wasn't always easy, working long hours at the local bakery to make ends meet, but Anna found joy in the simple things, the warmth of the oven, the laughter of children playing, the vastness of the ocean stretching out before her. Anna wasn't just a baker, she was the heart of Seabreeze. Always ready with a helping hand, a listening ear, or a warm loaf of bread for a neighbor in need. Her kindness was as constant as the tides. People knew they could count on Anna no matter what. She had a quiet strength, a resilience that had seen her through tough times, and a deep-seated belief in the goodness of people. Her small cottage, perched on a hill overlooking the sea, was filled with the scent of cinnamon and the soft glow of lamplight. It was a haven, a place where she could relax and watch the waves crash against the shore. She loved to sit on her porch swing, sipping tea and listening to the ocean's lullaby. Seabreeze was a place where everyone knew everyone else, where doors were left unlocked, and where the biggest news was usually about Mrs. Gable's prize-winning zucchini. But even in a town as peaceful as Seabreeze, life could take unexpected turns, and Anna's life was about to change in a way she could never have imagined. A change that would test her strength and reveal the true impact of a single act of kindness. A day was coming that would rewrite not only her story but the story of Seabreeze itself. The tranquility of a typical summer afternoon in Seabreeze was shattered by a chorus of panicked cries. Anna, kneading dough in the back of the bakery, heard the commotion and instinctively rushed outside. A group of people were gathered at the edge of the beach, pointing towards the churning waves. "He's out too far. The current's got him," someone shouted, their voice tight with fear. Anna's heart leaped into her throat. She scanned the water, her eyes searching frantically. A small figure was bobbing precariously in the distance, struggling against the relentless pull of the ocean. It was a young boy, no older than 7 or 8, clearly in distress. Without a second thought, Anna kicked off her shoes and sprinted towards the water. The icy shock of the waves sent a jolt through her, but she didn't hesitate. She plunged into the turbulent sea, the cold water quickly soaking her clothes and weighing her down. The current was strong, much stronger than it appeared from the shore. Each stroke was a battle against the ocean's relentless force. Anna focused on the boy, her determination fueled by a surge of adrenaline. She could see him now, his small arms flailing weakly, his face pale with fear. He was going under. Ignoring the burning in her lungs and the ache in her muscles, Anna pushed forward, driven by a primal instinct to save him. The waves crashed over her head, momentarily blinding her. But she kept swimming, her eyes fixed on the struggling child. The shouts from the beach faded into a distant hum as she fought her way towards the boy, knowing that every second counted. This quiet, seaside town was now the setting for a life-or-death drama, and Anna was the only one who could change the ending. With a final surge of effort, Anna reached David. He was limp and unresponsive, his face pale and streaked with tears. Anna wrapped her arm around him, securing him against her as she fought to keep both of their heads above the water. The return journey was even harder. The current seemed determined to drag them both under, and Anna's strength was fading fast. She kicked and pulled, her muscles screaming in protest, but she refused to give up. She had to get him back to shore. Finally, through sheer willpower, she felt the sand beneath her feet. Stumbling and exhausted, she dragged David onto the beach, collapsing beside him. People rushed forward, their faces etched with relief. Someone wrapped a blanket around Anna's shivering body while others tended to David. After what felt like an eternity, David coughed, sputtering out seawater. His eyes fluttered open, and he looked up at Anna, confusion clouding his gaze. You saved me," he whispered, his voice weak and raspy. Anna managed a weary smile. "You're safe now," she said, her voice trembling. "That's all that matters." David was quickly bundled into an ambulance, his parents arriving moments later, their faces a mixture of terror and gratitude. They showered Anna with thanks, their words tumbling over each other in their relief. "We don't know how to repay you," David's mother sobbed, clutching Anna's hand tightly. "You saved our son's life." Anna simply shook her head. "There's no need for repayment," she said, her heart filled with a quiet satisfaction. "I'm just glad I was there." Little did she know, the impact of her actions would resonate far beyond that day, shaping not only David's life but her own in ways she couldn't possibly imagine. The next few days were a whirlwind for Anna. News of her bravery spread like wildfire through Seabreeze. People stopped her on the street to thank her, offering freshly baked pies and heartfelt words of gratitude. The local newspaper ran a front-page story with a picture of Anna soaking wet but smiling with the headline, "Seabreeze Angel Saves Boy from Drowning." David's family visited Anna every day, bringing flowers and small gifts. They were a quiet, unassuming family, grateful beyond words for what she had done. David, still a little shaken, clung to Anna's hand, his eyes wide with admiration. He drew her pictures of the ocean and wrote her thank you notes in crayon. However, their time in Seabreeze was limited. David's father had lost his job and had found new employment in a different state. They explained to Anna that they would be moving at the end of the week. They were sad to leave Seabreeze, especially after everything that had happened, but they had no choice. On the day of their departure, David's family came to say goodbye to Anna at the bakery. They hugged her tightly, tears streaming down their faces. "We'll never forget you, Anna," David's mother said, her voice choked with emotion. "You'll always be in our hearts." David presented Anna with a small, hand-painted seashell. "For you," he said shyly. "So you remember me?" Anna accepted the seashell with a warm smile. "I'll treasure it always, David," she said. "And I'll never forget you either." As they drove away, Anna watched until their car disappeared over the horizon. She clutched the seashell tightly in her hand, a bittersweet feeling in her heart. She was happy that David was safe and with his family, but she knew that she would miss them dearly. Life in Seabreeze would return to normal, but Anna would never forget the day she saved David's life or the grateful family who had briefly become a part of her own. She placed the seashell on her windowsill, a constant reminder of her courage and the enduring power of human connection. Years drifted by like the gentle sea breeze. The seasons changed countless times in Seabreeze, painting the landscape in hues of vibrant green in the spring, sun-kissed gold in the summer, fiery orange in the autumn, and crisp white in the winter. Anna continued her life as the town baker, her days filled with the comforting rhythm of kneading dough, the warmth of the oven, and the cheerful chatter of her customers. The memory of David and his family faded slightly with time, like a watercolor painting left in the sun. Anna still kept the hand-painted seashell on her windowsill, a small, tangible reminder of the day she had pulled a young boy from the clutches of the ocean. She often wondered where they were and if David remembered her. She tried to locate them a few times. She sent letters to the address they had given her, but they were returned marked address unknown. She searched online for their names, but came up empty. Life had a way of scattering people to the four winds, and Anna accepted that their paths were not meant to cross again. Seabreeze remained a small, quiet town, resistant to change. The biggest events were still the annual clam bake and Mrs. Gable's zucchini growing competition. But even in a town as unchanging as Seabreeze, whispers of progress began to stir. Rumors of a large development project circulated among the townsfolk, promising new jobs and a much-needed economic boost. Anna, like everyone else, was curious about the plans and who was behind them. Little did she know that the winds of change were about to blow through Seabreeze, bringing with them a familiar face from her past, and that seashell on her windowsill was more than just a memory, it was a thread connecting her to a future she could never have predicted. The town council meetings were abuzz with talk about the Seabreeze revitalization project. Blueprints were unfurled, showcasing sleek, modern buildings, a new marina, and a sprawling resort. Promises of hundreds of new jobs and increased tourism filled the air. Some residents were excited about the prospect of change and progress, while others were wary of losing the town's quaint charm. Anna, ever the optimist, hoped that the project would bring positive changes to Seabreeze. The bakery could certainly use some new customers, and she knew that many young people were leaving town in search of better opportunities. Maybe this project would give them a reason to stay. The identity of the benefactor behind the project remained a mystery. All anyone knew was that they were a wealthy investor who had a special connection to Seabreeze. Speculation ran rampant. Was it a Hollywood celebrity who had vacationed in the town as a child? A tech mogul looking for a quiet place to invest? Or perhaps someone with roots in Seabreeze who had made it big and wanted to give back to their hometown? The town council announced a grand gala to unveil the plans for the revitalization project and to introduce the mysterious benefactor to the community. The event was to be held at the Seabreeze Community Center, which was being given a much-needed facelift in preparation for the occasion. Everyone in town was invited, and anticipation reached a fever pitch. Anna dusted off her best dress, the one she usually only wore to weddings, and prepared to attend the gala, eager to learn more about the project and the person who was about to change Seabreeze forever. The air crackled with excitement and uncertainty, a sense that something big was about to happen, something that would forever alter the course of their small, seaside town. The night of the gala arrived, crisp and clear, the stars twinkling like diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. The Seabreeze Community Center, transformed by fresh paint and twinkling lights, buzzed with excitement. People dressed in their finest attire mingled, their voices a low hum of anticipation. Anna, feeling a bit out of place in her simple dress, made her way through the crowd, nodding to familiar faces and exchanging pleasantries. The town mayor took to the stage, his voice booming through the speakers. He spoke of the challenges Seabreeze had faced in recent years, the dwindling job market and the exodus of young people seeking opportunities elsewhere. He then painted a picture of a brighter future, a revitalized Seabreeze, brimming with new businesses, thriving tourism, and a renewed sense of community. And now, he announced, his voice filled with emotion, it is my distinct honor to introduce the person who made this dream a reality, the visionary behind the Seabreeze Revitalization Project. Mr. David Ashton. A hush fell over the crowd as a tall, handsome man strode confidently onto the stage. He was impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, his eyes sparkling with intelligence and warmth. Anna stared in disbelief, her heart pounding in her chest. It couldn't be, could it? As the man began to speak, his voice resonated with a familiar timbre. Good evening, Seabreeze, he said, a gentle smile gracing his lips. It's good to be home. Anna gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. It was him. It was David. But he wasn't the small, frightened boy she had rescued from the ocean all those years ago. He was David Ashton, a billionaire, and he was back to save Seabreeze. The shock rippled through the crowd like a wave, as everyone realized the incredible truth. The boy they had all but forgotten had returned, a changed man, ready to give back to the town that had shaped him. David continued to speak, his gaze sweeping across the astonished faces in the crowd. Many of you may be wondering why I chose to invest in Seabreeze, he said, his voice filled with sincerity. The answer is simple. This town gave me a second chance at life. He paused, his eyes locking onto Anna, who stood frozen in the crowd, her face a mixture of shock and disbelief. When I was a young boy, David continued, I made a mistake and found myself in grave danger, swept out to sea by a strong current. I thought I was going to die. A hush fell over the room as everyone listened intently to his story. But then, David said, his voice filled with gratitude, a brave woman, without hesitation, risked her own life to save me. She pulled me from the water, gave me back my life, and changed my destiny forever. He gestured towards Anna, a spotlight suddenly illuminating her in the crowd. That woman is here tonight, David announced, his voice ringing with emotion. Her name is Anna, and she is the reason I am standing here today. The crowd erupted in applause, their eyes turning towards Anna, who blushed and stammered, overwhelmed by the attention. David stepped down from the stage and walked towards her, his hand outstretched. Anna, he said, his voice soft and sincere, I never forgot what you did for me. I've wanted to thank you properly for a very long time. He took her hand, his touch warm and familiar. Tonight, he continued, I want to share my gratitude with you and with the entire town of Seabreeze. Because without Anna and without this community, I wouldn't be the person I am today. The gala had transformed from a simple unveiling into a heartfelt tribute, a testament to the enduring power of kindness and the unexpected ways in which life can come full circle. As a token of my gratitude to Anna, David announced, his voice ringing with sincerity, I am establishing the Anna Miller Community Center, a place where people of all ages can gather, learn, and connect. The crowd erupted in applause once more, their faces beaming with joy. In addition, David continued, I am creating the Anna Miller Scholarship Fund, which will provide financial assistance to deserving students from Seabreeze who wish to pursue higher education. He paused, his gaze locking onto Anna, who was now wiping tears from her eyes. Anna's selfless act inspired me to work hard and achieve my dreams. I want to give others the opportunity to do the same. The mayor stepped forward, his face beaming with pride. David, he said, on behalf of the entire town of Seabreeze, I want to thank you for your incredible generosity and your unwavering commitment to our community. Your contributions will have a lasting impact on generations to come. The rest of the evening was a blur of congratulations, heartfelt speeches, and joyful celebrations. Anna was surrounded by well-wishers, all eager to express their gratitude and admiration. She felt overwhelmed but incredibly happy. Never in her wildest dreams could she have imagined that her simple act of kindness would lead to such an extraordinary outcome. David stayed by Anna's side throughout the evening, ensuring that she was comfortable and enjoying the festivities. He shared stories about his life after leaving Seabreeze, his struggles and triumphs, and how he had never forgotten the day she saved him. He told her that her bravery had given him the courage to face any challenge and that he owed her everything. As the night drew to a close, David took Anna's hand and led her outside, away from the noise and the crowds. They stood together under the starlit sky, the gentle sound of the waves washing over them. "Thank you, Anna," David said, his voice filled with emotion. "You changed my life in ways you can never imagine." Anna smiled, her heart overflowing with happiness. "You're welcome, David," she said softly. "I'm just glad I was there to help." And in that moment, under the vast expanse of the night sky, they both knew that their lives were forever intertwined, bound together by a single act of kindness that had rippled through time, transforming not only their own destinies but the destiny of an entire town. In the days and weeks that followed, Anna's life was anything but simple. She was interviewed by newspapers and television stations from all over the country, her story of bravery and David's incredible act of gratitude captivating the nation. She became a symbol of hope and kindness, her face gracing magazine covers and her name synonymous with generosity. The Anna Miller Community Center quickly became a hub of activity, offering programs for children, adults, and seniors. There were art classes, cooking lessons, computer workshops, and support groups, all designed to foster a sense of community and provide opportunities for personal growth. The center was a testament to Anna's unwavering belief in the goodness of people and her commitment to helping others. The Anna Miller Scholarship Fund also transformed the lives of countless students in Seabreeze, enabling them to pursue their dreams of higher education without the burden of overwhelming debt. Many of these students were the first in their families to attend college, and they spoke passionately about how Anna's generosity had changed their lives forever. Despite all the attention and accolades, Anna remained humble and grounded. She continued to work at the bakery, greeting her customers with a warm smile and a freshly baked loaf of bread. She never forgot her roots, and she always made time for the people who had supported her throughout her life. David, too, remained a constant presence in Anna's life and in the town of Seabreeze. He oversaw the revitalization project, ensuring that it was implemented in a way that benefited the entire community. He visited the Anna Miller Community Center regularly, participating in events and getting to know the people who were benefiting from his generosity. He and Anna developed a deep and lasting friendship based on mutual respect, admiration, and a shared commitment to making the world a better place. They were an unlikely pair, a humble baker and a billionaire businessman, but they were united by a common bond of kindness and compassion. The town of Seabreeze, once a sleepy seaside community, had become a beacon of hope, a shining example of what can happen when people come together to support one another and embrace the power of human connection. The bond between Anna and David deepened with each passing year. David, despite his wealth and success, valued Anna's wisdom and down-to-earth perspective. He often sought her advice on business matters and personal challenges, finding solace and clarity in her simple yet profound insights. Anna, in turn, was grateful for David's friendship and support. He helped her navigate the complexities of her newfound fame, shielding her from unwanted attention and ensuring that she remained true to herself. He also encouraged her to pursue her own passions, supporting her efforts to expand the bakery and develop new recipes. One day, David approached Anna with a special request. He asked her to join the board of directors of the Ashton Foundation, his philanthropic organization that supported various charitable causes around the world. He believed that Anna's experience and compassion would be invaluable in guiding the foundation's work. Anna was hesitant at first, unsure if she was qualified to serve on such a prestigious board. But David assured her that her heart and her genuine desire to help others were all that mattered. With his encouragement, Anna accepted the position, bringing her unique perspective and unwavering commitment to the Ashton Foundation. Together, Anna and David worked tirelessly to support causes that were close to their hearts: education, poverty alleviation, environmental conservation, and disaster relief. They traveled the world, visiting communities in need and witnessing firsthand the impact of their philanthropy. They learned from each other, challenged each other, and inspired each other to reach new heights of generosity and compassion. Their friendship became a beacon of hope, demonstrating the transformative power of human connection and the extraordinary things that can be achieved when people come together to make a difference in the world. Seabreeze, once a quiet seaside town, had become a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring legacy of kindness and the unexpected rewards that can come from a single act of bravery. The story of Anna and David became a modern-day fairy tale, a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can have extraordinary consequences. People from all walks of life were inspired by their story, and many were motivated to give back to their own communities in meaningful ways. The Anna Miller Challenge emerged, encouraging individuals to perform random acts of kindness, big or small, in honor of Anna's selfless act. People volunteered at soup kitchens, donated to local charities, helped elderly neighbors with their chores, and simply offered a kind word to someone in need. The challenge spread like wildfire on social media, creating a ripple effect of generosity and compassion around the world. Seabreeze became a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors who were eager to experience the charm of the town and learn more about the inspiring story of Anna and David. The local businesses thrived and the town experienced a renewed sense of pride and community spirit. David, ever mindful of preserving the town's unique character, worked closely with the residents to ensure that the revitalization project was implemented in a sustainable and responsible manner. He invested in green technologies, supported local artists and artisans, and created opportunities for residents to participate in the decision-making process. Anna continued to be the heart and soul of Seabreeze, her warmth and kindness touching the lives of everyone she met. She remained a constant reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions but in the richness of human connection and the power of compassion. The hand-painted seashell on her windowsill served as a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring legacy of kindness and the extraordinary things that can happen when people choose to make a difference in the world. The tale of the baker and the billionaire became a legend, whispered on the sea breeze and etched in the hearts of all who heard it. Years passed and the story of Anna and David continued to resonate around the globe. The Anna Miller Community Center became a model for other communities seeking to foster connection and opportunity. The Anna Miller Scholarship Fund inspired similar initiatives, empowering students from underserved backgrounds to pursue their dreams. David and Anna received numerous awards and accolades for their philanthropic work, but they always remained focused on the true meaning of their story, the power of kindness and the importance of giving back. They traveled the world, sharing their message of hope and inspiring others to make a difference in their own communities. One day, Anna received a letter from a young woman who had been a recipient of the Anna Miller Scholarship. The woman wrote about how the scholarship had changed her life, enabling her to attend college and pursue her passion for environmental science. She was now working to protect endangered species and preserve natural habitats. Inspired by Anna's example of selfless service, the letter brought tears to Anna's eyes. It was a reminder that her actions had had a ripple effect, touching not only David's life and the lives of the people in Seabreeze, but also the lives of countless others around the world. As Anna sat on her porch swing, watching the waves crash against the shore, she thought about all that had happened since that fateful day when she had saved David from the ocean. She realized that life had a way of surprising you, of leading you down unexpected paths, and of rewarding kindness in the most extraordinary ways. The hand-painted seashell on her windowsill sparkled in the sunlight, a constant reminder of her courage, her compassion, and the enduring power of human connection. And as the sea breeze whispered through the air, Anna smiled, knowing that her story, the story of the baker and the billionaire, would continue to inspire generations to come, a testament to the simple truth that even the smallest act of kindness can change the world. The end.